A senior at one of the most selective high schools in New York City is refusing to go woke. In a New York Post op-ed, Daniel Idfresne writes, "Even though I find myself in similar circles as my activist counterparts, I did none of those things. I'm a proponent of equality and pluralism, but I don't believe in the kind of self-aggrandizing virtue signaling that accompanies so much of woke politics." So well said. Daniel joins us now here on Fox and Friends. Daniel, thanks for being here. Great.
Thank you for having me.
What an outstanding op-ed in the New York Post. I encourage everybody to check it out. And another thing you write is, "I'm a religious Christian and political conservative with an after-school job as a dishwasher at Panera." And you describe who you are at your core as an inoculation, which is fitting where we are right now, in sort of 3 stages and shots. If you would, what are the ways in which you were fortified as a young man, 17-year-old, with such a perspective of the world?
Well, first I would say the values that my parents have given to me is a very important shot, and it cannot be missed. Parents must be giving their children values, and they must be there for their children. And we've seen the full brunt of or what happens when children don't get the values from their parents, notably the black community. And I would even contend, wealthier families, they don't spend enough time with their children.
Your Christian faith and the discipline your parents, they disciplined you quite a bit, which now you're saying, hey, paid off for me.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I would say that my parents are more, I wouldn't say my parents aren't, or like my mother isn't a tiger mom, but I would say that my parents definitely did rule with an iron fist. But of course, as I've gotten older, they explain why they did certain things, and ultimately I've come to understand them.
Yeah, your second shot, you talk about the ability to go to a charter school, which is something that's under a lot of contention here. What has that done for your life?
Charter schools provide a lot of discipline, especially for children. Without that, without the first shot, which are parents. When you go to a charter school, you're supposed to have your uniform in check. You're supposed to have your belt, your shoes. If the charter school has church shoes that you're supposed to bring in and whatnot. It's hardcore discipline. You're supposed to fold your hands, track the speaker, and those things will really, I would say, prepare a child for the real world in the future.
Absolutely. And then finally, there's a history teacher that took you in. It's not that you've lived in a cocoon. You've had the tough conversations with your peers and with teachers. You understand the other side of the equation. Those conversations were important.
Yeah, definitely. I would say that in the past year, usually we would do office hours after school. In office hours, it's usually 20 minutes just to give her grievous sense about like a test grade that was inputted incorrectly. But we spent more than 20 minutes talking about different ideas, and it was very refreshing seeing students who were normally scared to talk, speak with open minds.
Talk about refreshing. Talking to you is refreshing. So many of your friends, so much of the culture, so much of social media has gone woke, has gone in that direction. Is it intimidating to kind of cut against the grain, or is it liberating?
Well, I would say that there are very few things in this world that aren't intimidating, but the question isn't whether it is intimidating or not, it is whether you have the guts to continue on with it despite that intimidation.
I'm intimidated by you, just a little bit. This is an impressive young guy right here. This has not be the last you've heard from him. Daniel Idfresne. Daniel, thanks so much.
Thank you for having me.
Great article at the New York Post. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I'll also suggest everybody check out Bari Weiss's Substack. Definitely check it out.
It's where it first came from.
Yep.
More Fox and Friends.